720,000.
970,000.
Over 1 million Lagosians, they know that if you give me your afternoon, I will give you hard facts.
Sandra, going beyond the headlines and focus on the facts.
I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. 1 million Lagosians cannot be wrong. Lagos, thank you for tuning in to Hard Facts today. I've got a great show for you, starting with the big three. Let's talk about the NLC giving the CBN 2 weeks grace. Then let's talk about Solomon Arase saying we can reduce police corruption by improving police welfare. And then let's talk about the Lagos State House of Assembly advocating one primary healthcare center per ward. At 4 o'clock, it's the I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions. We have our second Group C match, and it's between Emanuela Nadi and Fabian Chibundo. Fabian needs to win or draw to keep his qualification hopes alive. On Balogun and Broad, let's talk about Lagos coming 29th in Pebek's Ease of Doing Business report. After the news at 6, I'll bring you the AFC-FTA discussion show. And on the step down, let's talk about today's I Beg to Differ debate. Oh yes, expect news, business and sports at the top of the hour every hour. But let's get started with today's big three. Lagos, again, I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. And these are your hard facts.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three on Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Will the CBN resolve the cash scarcity within 2 weeks? Will better police welfare make the police less corrupt? How long will it take Lagos State to build 1,000 primary healthcare centers? Those are the big three for today. Lagos, let's talk. The NLC, I'm sure you know by now, has extended its ultimatum to the central bank by 2 weeks. That's our first story. We talked about organized labor planning to go on strike today to pressure the CBN into improving the cash supply. But after two marathon meetings on Monday and yesterday, Godwin Emefiele and Labour Minister Chris Ngige convinced Labour President Joe Ajaero to pause. Ajaero says that he has consulted with union leaders in all the states and they've agreed to give the CBN a chance to show working. But there are conditions. First of all, like I said, the cash supply must increase. Second of all, the CBN must make sure that banks are complying and giving the cash to customers. The NLC says that many banks disobeyed the CBN order to open last weekend, and they want the CBN to penalize banks who do not open this weekend. By the way, did you try your bank on Saturday or Sunday where they open for business? How about the banks of people you care about outside of Lagos? So I'm talking about your family members in Ogun State, in Oyo State, in Ondo State, in Jigawa, in Taraba, in Rivers. How are they doing? Do you think the CBN will use this 2 weeks grace and improve the cash supply? 0700-993-993-993. Do you agree with the NLC's decision to pause their industrial action? Or do you think they should have gone ahead, gone on strike, picketed CBN offices nationwide? Women call me on 01465-7190. 01465-7190. Men call me on 0700-993-993-993. We've got WhatsApp as well, and you can share your thoughts there. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. Are you in touch with people outside of Lagos? How's the money situation looking there? Hello, thanks for calling us.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Ikechukwu, welcome.
Sister, I support the neighbor. Let NSA federalize those banks that did not operate last weekend. So concerning my family, where they Abuja and Arochukwu, sister, it's small, they are lining in bank. Even say one of my friends went to one bank in Ota. So they stole his higher purchase machine. The money we won't collect, can't get the money. Are you hearing me?
Okay.
So let them use the 2 weeks to give us our money. As I told you yesterday, they're not going to ask our money. So let them give us our money.
Okay, Ikechukwu, thanks for calling. 99.3, hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, ma'am?
Glory.
Talk to me, Glory.
All right. I support NLC. I think 2 weeks is actually more than enough for CBN to do the needful. If they're actually concerned about the poor citizens of this country, 1 week is enough for them to, make this money to be able to circulate to all average Nigerians.
Okay.
So that's my take about it.
All right, Glory, thank you very much for calling to share your thoughts. Malik is on the line. Hi, Malik.
Sandra, you don't read.
No red now. They don't go the strike now.
Sandra, you need a year.
Wait till I hear.
Is it again 2 weeks? After they don't cash out, they don't make their own profit. They won't give them 2 weeks to do anything. Sandra, listen, man. Nigeria is a joke. If the CBN governor is still there, still talking, still clapping his hand tough, Nigeria is a joke, Sandra.
Okay, we can't
He
call
said
it
2 weeks
joke.
for money to go around. 2 weeks. He's not speaking about those POS people that are overcharging people. He's not talking about the naira buying naira in the same country. Sandra, look, my radio with Isha. You don't read though. Bye bye.
Right, thanks for calling. Okay, so let's refrain from saying Nigeria is a joke. Nigeria isn't a joke, and that's language that the regulators might frown at. 99.3, hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
How's work?
Work is good. Talk to me.
Okay. Still, I think I support the NLC. I will let them just give them that 2 weeks. I don't think it's too bad. You understand?
Okay.
I don't think it's too bad. And again, my brother called me from that market that got burnt in that Akere market. I don't know. That the governor promised 100 million, but he brought a check of 75 million. You don't have that story?
I've not heard it here too.
Go and find out too.
Okay.
Go and find out.
Okay.
The one he promised 100 million, that is 75 million check he brought. So go and find out. But I just called me now that that's what the check their chairman received yesterday or so.
I see.
So well done, man.
Thank you very much for calling to share. All right. 99.3. Hello.
Hello, Sandra. This is Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome.
I support the NLC for the action, but today the CBN is improved because I have an opportunity yesterday. I saw CBN taking money from Abuja to Lagos, and they are very active on that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for calling. Let's take a look at messages we have on WhatsApp now. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. Steve in Ijaniki says, I think the NLC are just waking up from their slumber after allowing Nigerians to go through terrible experiences. I wonder why we as citizens are always too docile over the manner that government dishes out all sorts of things to the citizens. We just swallow it and let it go. Steve, thanks for your message. This person says First Bank in Awaya opened on Saturday, but on Sunday they did not open at all, and my hope was to collect money on Sunday. We've got this message here from Ambassador Emeka. Ambassador Emeka says, I support the NLC on the plan. However, Nigerians are passing through a lot of stress and hardship, which needs to be attended to urgently. All right. This message from Olushoga says, thanks to the new leadership of NLC, the queue in the banks has drastically reduced. Nigerians can now access their money. POS guys have now reduced their price. Hopefully by next week, things will go back to normal. Someone needs to sue the CBN governor for introducing this failed policy. Olushoga, thanks for your message. If you just tuned in, Lagos, I told you that the NLC has extended its ultimatum to the central bank by 2 weeks. We talked about organized labor planning to go on strike today to pressure the CBN into improving the cash supply. But after 2 marathon meetings on Monday and yesterday, Godwin Emefiele and the Labour Minister Chris Ngigi convinced Labour President Joe Ajero to pause on that plan. Ajero says he consulted with union leaders in the state and agreed to give CBN a chance to show working. That chance is based on these conditions. Number one, the cash supply must increase. Number two, CBN must make sure that banks are complying and giving the cash to customers. NLC says that lots of banks disobeyed the CBN order to open last weekend. So they want CBN to penalize the banks that did not open last weekend. And that's it. That's our first story. And I'm basically asking you if you approve. Do you think that the NLC's decision to pause their industrial action was the right one? Do you agree with that decision? That's number one. Number two, do you think CBN will use these 2 weeks to improve cash supply across the country? Did you try your bank on Saturday and on Sunday? Were they open for business? 0700-993-993-993. Now, that's for those of us in Lagos. How about your extended family members who are in other parts of Lagos, or your friends, in other parts of Nigeria? Your friends who are in other parts of Nigeria, how are they dealing? Tweet at us at Nigeria Info FM. Facebook is also Nigeria Info 99.3. Hello, thanks for joining us. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. Women, call us on 01465-7190. Men, call us on 0700-993-993. Hello, thanks for calling. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. Okay, 99.3. I don't know what's happening. 99.3. Hello. 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 Okay, we don't have anyone there. Let me go to WhatsApp. I think the phone lines are not in the mood today. So let's go back to WhatsApp then. Sam from Otta says, Sandra, we're only talking about cash. What about the transfer transactions that isn't working properly, that always creates queues at the bank till now? Please let them go and do something about that. All right, Sam. Omale Onoja says, we don't need any strike now. It's like adding salt to injury. Strike will increase the pains that Nigerians have been going through. Omale Onoja from Atan with that message. All right, Omale. We've got this one here from Bayo in Ikeja. Bayo says, we buy dollar, we buy pound, we buy euro, we're still buying naira. If I'm to judge Emefiele honestly, I don't think he can escape my wrath. Accessing money is only easy in Lagos. What about my aged mother in the upcountry who has to travel kilometers before she can access a token? Buyer, I'm sorry about the experience of your mother. Let's take a look at our second story on the show today. Yes, you can still share your thoughts on the first story. Send me a message on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. And of course, give us a call on 01465-7190. Solomon Arase says that if we can improve police welfare, we will see a drop in police corruption. That's our second story. He is an ex-policeman, Arase, and he was once Inspector General of Police. And this week, President Buhari appointed him to head the Police Service Commission. We've talked a lot about the Police Service Commission, especially during and after NSAS. We talked about it a lot. We focused on police reform. The Police Service Commission is the highest body in the land when it comes to the rules that govern the police force and how those rules are enforced on police officers. The Police Service Commission also handles promotions, compensation matters, stuff like that. Solomon was sworn in this morning, and during the ceremony, he talked about how to improve performance and reduce corruption. And here's what he said, quote, as an Inspector General of Police, the way I looked at the issue of corruption was to identify it from the source. When you tackle issues that are likely to increase the tendency to corrupt, you deal with it. How are you taking care of their welfare? can we ensure that when we deploy them, they have the necessary work equipment? When you respect people who work for you, even your dogs, when they see you, they will wag their tail. So we must take the interest of the Nigerian police officers into consideration, and will douse the issue of corruption. End quote. I want to know your take on this, Lagos, because it's a viewpoint I hear quite a bit. When we talk about the police, we hear it quite a bit. Solomon is not alone in seeing it this way. On the other hand, you have those who say, best way go spoil, go spoil. For example, they point to an Abba Kyari who was very high up in the force, who was making a decent salary legally, but still allegedly got involved in corrupt practices. Or they point to various IGs, AIGs, DIGs who have ended up also caught up in corruption or bribery and other scandals. Was the problem there that they didn't have the right welfare? Or does it point to a more systemic cultural problem in the force? Or is it both? Does the lack of proper welfare at the lower levels of the force create a culture of corruption that sticks with the officers even after they've risen to higher levels? Solomon also talked about discipline and training for the force. He said, quote, "The issue of discipline will be taken seriously. I will not want a situation where civil servants arise. So any officers who step out of line, there will be consequences. But at the same time, they are my colleagues and children. So I'm going to make sure that I sharpen their skills. I will ensure that they start having confidence in themselves. With more training, the trust gap between members of the public and the police will be bridged. This is what I want to do." End quote. It's going to be interesting to see just how Arase ends or intends to improve discipline within the police. I'm going to be looking at that situation very closely, because he's talking about timely interventions whenever police officers allegedly cross the line with citizens. But the question is, how much visibility will the Police Service Commission have over those situations day to day across the country? But anyways, let me come back to you. What do you think? Hopefully the phone lines work now. What do you think about Solomon Arase's first words as chair of the Police Service Commission? 01465-7190, that's for women. 0700-993-993. What is your take on if we deal with welfare, will eliminate corruption in the police force? 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra.
How you doing?
Hi, Alex here. Now, Arase says we should tackle the problem from the source. If you want to tackle the problem from the source, it's not their remuneration.
Okay.
I've put out some really tough criticisms on the Nigeria police.
Okay.
But now I don't want to criticize too much.
Okay.
You see, we have an organization which we call the police force in Nigeria, right? Mm-hmm. It simply does not rise to the occasion of what a police force should be doing. Many of these people are unqualified. Look, there's no amount of training you train a carpenter that he will become a doctor. At some point, we need to determine the quality of policing that we require, we need in Nigeria. There's no amount of training you train a bricklayer for the person to suddenly become, an astronaut. I don't know if you get me. Okay. There's no fine-tuning his bricklaying work. That's what I'm trying to say, really. There's no fine-tuning his bricklaying work. And then generally, there's this unpatriotic tendency of Nigerians generally. Okay. And that's what, it also affects the police. Okay. We cannot run away from that. The one of remuneration is it's not even dealing with the issue at all. It's a lazy solution. Let me just call it that way. It's a lazy solution. It will not deal with the issue. And on cash distribution, I still think that the labor union should have demanded from the CBN to begin to think about regrading. Last time I talked about downgrading. Right. Well, let's not downgrade. Let's regrade them in the sense that if you do not have coverage in local government areas sufficiently. Let's say like out of so many, you are at least a certain number. You cannot call yourself an A grade bank. Okay. So let's bring them down to like grade B. All of them, including the highest quality. You've heard the feedback from people all over the country. What we see in Lagos is something. It's very small. Go to other parts of the country, and then you find out that people are still suffering. These banks are not doing enough to bank 200 million people. Yes.
Okay. All right, Alex. Thank you very much for calling. Alex says, downgrade the banks even further. All right, then. We've got Samson who says, no welfare can sort the police malady because most of the police are products of corrupt appointments, not to talk about the fraud associated with most of the qualifications submitted. All right. This message here is from, you didn't leave your name, but you say that Solomon is just justifying corruption. That is why the Nigeria police cannot be reformed with this type of thinking from their leadership. These policemen earn more than most cleaners in offices, but they don't behave like the police that extort. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll keep talking about these stories, plus our last story, where I told you that the Lagos State House of Assembly is advocating one primary healthcare center per ward. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. Don't go away.
Coming up, we'll be back in a moment. Some are calling Group B the group of death as they beg to differ tournament of champions. Hamid Olarawaju is a past quarter finalist and has only ever been beaten by champions. He wants revenge against Anvita Kaushik and Esther Bewaji, but first he must make it out of this group. Redemption is also calling for Ramadan Oladipupo, the people's champion, beaten in a controversial semi-final. He's here to prove that maybe he should have been in this group as an actual champion. But that title belongs to Ruth Okorocha. She beat the debater who beat Ramadan. Can she beat him too? Find out this March at the I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions on 99.3 Nigeria Info and Wazobia Max TV.
After so many years of bringing you laughter, Real Life Entertainment is back with a bang with Laugh for Christ's Sake with Julius the Genius Agu at 50 live in Lagos. An evening of gospel rhythm and jokes. Come and laugh away your pains and sorrows of the elections and dance as Julius the Genius Agu celebrates his golden age. This is happening live on Sunday night, April 2023, Easter Sunday, at the Bamora Hall of the Federal Palace Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos. Red carpet 5 p.m. and showtime 6 p.m. Tickets 20,000 naira. Gold table 1 million naira. Premium table 2 million naira. Get your tickets at TellerAfricaTickets.com. For sponsorship and inquiries, please call 0815-646-9480. Official airline, Dana Air. Laugh for Christ's Sake with Julius Agu at 50 is sponsored by P1 Group, Minimi, Hazier Beaters, and Age Well. Media support.
Nigeria Info.
Babe, you've barely eaten anything. What's wrong?
I'm trying to be careful because I'm not sure of the facilities here.
Oh, I understand. But don't worry. Ernest is your guy.
Ernest? Who's Ernest?
Ernest Liver Salt is your ultimate run-to product that gives fast and effective relief from heartburn, constipation, and indigestion. It dissolves fast and works even faster. It comes in delicious orange, lemon, and plain flavors.
In that case, waiter!
Ernest Liver Salt, your surefire solution to stomach discomfort. Available in all pharmacies nationwide.
If you're wondering how I keep up with my groove, I stay hydrated even when I'm on the move. I'm not gonna let anything weigh me down cause I'm on the go. So have you refreshed and ginger with Seaway water? Oh yeah, make you drink more water. Drink more water. Mind your business. Mind your business. Seaway for every family, live life to the fullest. Make you drink more water. Drink more water. Mind your business. Mind your business. Seaway for every family, live life to the fullest.
You can do more when you're healthy and hydrated. Drink Seaway. Available in 75 cl, 150 cl, and dispenser water. Available in all stores near you. Also, download the Seaway Home mobile app to enjoy free delivery to your doorstep. Always choose the water you can trust. Seaway for every family.
Good afternoon, sir. Please, I need a room to rent in your house.
Okay, where do you work?
I'm the nurse. That means you won't owe me rent. Congratulations, young lady. You have yourself a house.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. So, how much is the rent?
90,000 naira. Oh, but wait, where are you from?
I am from Akamata.
Akamata what? Akamata in my house? If you know how you got into my house, please get out right away. My spirit and that of Akamata people don't have anything to do together.
Sir, what have I done?
Your people from Akamata are known for bad things. That is what they represent, and you can't live in my house. Just get out right away.
What's going on?
Leave my house, young lady.
Yes, our differences extend to our languages, culture, food, and even belief. But we are bound together by the cord of love. With one heart, with one voice, we will make Nigeria a hub of greatness, a place where the people live as one. This message is brought to you from the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the UK government.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. For our first story, the NLC extended its ultimatum to the central bank by 2 weeks. In the meantime, the central bank has to increase the cash supply across the country and make sure that banks are complying and giving the cash to customers. NLC says lots of banks disobeyed the CBN's order to open last weekend. That was our first story. For our second story, former IGP of police has been made the chair of the Police Service Commission. He was appointed by the President, Buhari, to head the Police Service Commission. And he says, Solomon Arase that is, that if we can improve police welfare, we're going to see a drop in police corruption. He said so this morning during his swearing-in ceremony. And I want to know your take on this. There are those who believe person wey spoil don't spoil. They give you the examples of top police officers like Abba Kyari, who are earning a lot and still compromised. Or they point to IGs and AIGs and DIGs who have ended up also caught up in corruption, bribery, other scandals. So what's the problem, that they did not have the right welfare? Or is it a more systemic cultural problem? Or is it both? 01465 7190 0700 993 993 993. We've got WhatsApp as well. WhatsApp is 080 959 75805. Hello. Thanks for calling us.
Yeah, hello.
How you doing? What's your name, sir?
Yeah, Baba G calling.
Baba G, welcome. Talk to me.
Honestly, can I still talk about the first Naira, the labor, and whatever?
How's the supply in Badagry?
Honestly, my sister, I didn't go to work today anyway, but yesterday, to queue. And when I go to the bank queue, it's going to take my time. So most times I just approach POS.
Okay.
Though 1,000 to 1,100 yesterday, where I was, Yanopaja.
Okay.
But in my area, POS, they are charging 1,000 to 200. So 10,000, you pay 2,000. I now question the POS lady. Why? But the money has started circulating. You will see the banking hall. The queue is dying down. They said, look, you are talking about the upturn. But yeah, they've not gotten the money. And that is the problem we are seeing right now. And if you ask me, I said it on this platform. It's very unfortunate that the CBN governor allowing himself to be used. People should not single out Emefiele. You should add the federal government, because Emefiele is an agency of the federal government. We have Professor Charles Oludo. He was the one that gave us the Paloma. Am I right? Is it Paloma? We didn't have any problem. Obasanjo gave us 1,000. We didn't have any problem. But a situation whereby the government of Buhari, two of them just locked themselves somewhere. And at the end of the day, you say you are going to change money for 3 months. People died. I'm telling you, people died. And it's very unfortunate that Buhari is going to leave us with this pain, severe pain. Are you telling me that if Emefiele didn't perform, can't Buhari suspend the CBN governor? Is it not possible? Sandra, is it possible? Let me ask you the question.
It's a long process. He can get rid of him, but it's a long process.
I'm not saying suspend.
Because if you remember, when Jonathan wanted to get rid of Sanusi, it was also a really long process.
Is there no way they can say, okay, if you cannot do this, this is what will happen? Because I'm the president, you are CBN governor, you are taking direction from me, even if you have an act that set up the CBN with an independent body, but there is no way you can take decision without the president, giving you go ahead. So the problem of Nigeria is a structural problem. That is why I see people today say I think will be going to court. They have a very solid evidence, which is very true. But by the time you allow the president, they swear the president in, nothing will happen. The same thing happened with the Naira. The president refused to respect the law. Supreme Court, 10 days, you kept quiet. Nigeria afforded back 200 million. It's painful. Thank you, son.
Thank you, Baba G, for calling. Altine is in Ikeja. Hi, Altine.
Altine, how are you? Sorry.
I'm very well. Talk to me.
Well done. Nice work.
Work is good.
Yes. See, it's very funny that Arase is saying that it's increased police welfare. The same Arase was one time IG of police. So why didn't he do that? Why is it that just because they appointed him now the chairman of Police Service Commission is mentioning that? If he wanted to improve their welfare, he should have done that when he was a serving Inspector General of Police. These people, they just take off the right for too long. Honestly, I don't get our leaders. You are in a position to do something, you won't do it, and then when after some time you just wake up from the blues and say they do this. For all I care, honestly, even if they increase their welfare, it will not improve anything because the corruption in police is endemic. It has eaten it up. It has eaten into the system, into their system so much so that they cannot stop but be corrupt. There's nothing that will stop them from being corrupt. Even if they collect 1 million naira in Nigeria, they will never stop being corrupt. Thank you.
Altine, thank you very much for calling. 99.3, hello.
Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, ma'am? Hello? Hello? Okay, it doesn't look like we have that person there. Let's take a look at messages on WhatsApp. This one is from Chief El Menuko, and he says, no matter how much you clean, Nigerian police cannot stop being corrupt because corruption runs in their veins. SND2 says police welfare is imperative, no doubt. But you see this corruption thing, you go take before you come off from police system. Even with a dogged conscious effort, it go hard. All right. Yomi from Muriokola says, regarding the police force, we need to look into the recruitment process. What about revenue targets from big bosses to small bosses and down to ordinary constables? Good remuneration, yes. If the top is active and sincere and godly, then it will show with the subordinates. All right, Yomi, thank you for your message. We've got this one here. Emmanuel says, do you know that the problem is not the rank and file officers, but their superiors who deploy the lower ranked officers and demand returns from them, which they in turn extort from the public? All right, Emmanuel from Oride, thanks for your message. 99.3, hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Churchill.
Churchill, talk to me.
Yes, I'm calling from Eba.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm very, very glad with this topic. Okay. And the last speaker, the woman that spoke, just used the exact language I wanted to use.
Okay.
The problem is not welfare for police. If you like, give them 1 million naira a month. The thing is endemic. It is the society that has corrupted, and they have corrupted the society. Okay. I have told people many times and over. I said the day we are going to see reduction in corruption among the police is the day we take away gun from them, from mounting on the streets. Ask them not to use gun to go and stand on road checkpoints. When they are without gun, they will stop intimidation, extortion. They will stop corruption. That IG that is talking now, I don't know his name, but it's unfortunate. That's my young system. When you give anybody appointment, he just begin to talk like a newly ordained reverend father. And at the end of the day, he will still go back and do the worst. I'm sorry, I'm not passing any judgment on him, but it's unfortunate. When he was IG, what did he achieve? Is it now that he's the head of the Service Commission? And what is the job of the Service Commission, Police Service Commission? What is their job? Are they going to control the officers on the road? Is not a policy making body?
Yes, it is.
So let us not deceive ourselves, and let us stop rigmaroling about issues that we know that is endemic, that doesn't have solution. The only solution now is let there be state police, and every state begin to control their police. Then the federal police will work hard to impress. Thank you.
All right, thanks for calling. We've got Dambaba waiting. Hi, Dambaba.
Madam Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome.
Thank you.
Talk to me.
If you like, pay Nigerian police 50 billion every month or every day. They'll still take bribe. I'll tell you the truth. Sandra, have you used Arase from Benin to East before?
No.
The police there will tell you that if you like, call IG. They will say to your face how they give return from DPO commander, from area commander to commissioner, from commissioner to IG. The corruption in Nigerian police is horrible. That is why I say if you like, not any amount that you pay them, they've seen it at their like title. Try and use Arase one day, that road, I will pay for your ticket, go and come back. I will pay for it. You as a journalist, use your hidden camera. They don't mind to even shoot that camera and destroy it. These people are very deadly. I use this road almost every week or every month, once in a month. Nigerian police can never change. Or the only way they can change is to dismantle the whole system of the police. Pursue all the IG, the DCP, all these people who they invite come station. Pursue all of them. All these people you see, they take bribe all. Forget about Nigerian police, they are evil.
All right, Dambaba. We've got Frank joining us from Indonesia. Hi, Frank.
Hi, Sandra.
Talk to me.
How are you doing today?
I'm very well.
So Mr. Arase, he has his point, but come on, this guy should stop talking to us. We're not kids now. Look, corruption is not just peculiar with Nigeria. We like saying things as if, it's only Nigeria that is in this mess. No, there's corruption everywhere in the world. I keep saying it. Like that's why I keep advocating. Let us listen to other news. The point is, how do other countries fix this? It's as simple as there should be consequences when you go against the law. When a policeman sees a politician getting away with obvious crimes, he will do his own. This corruption in the police is everywhere. It's in all sectors, all institutions. So if you actually want to take, yes, he's right, improving their welfare might make some people not to still take some bribe, but come on, there's in heaven gone, devil still misbehave. So even everywhere in the world, even in America, yes, you will still see people corruption is like it's a human nature. But what will deter people or someone from doing it is when he knows that immediately I do this thing, there will be consequence.
Right.
Or when he knows that when I do this and I'll get away with it, he will stop him from doing it. So he should not tell us if they should build mansions for every policeman. If there are no consequences for actions in that society, I beg. We'll forget all this long story. That's me and go rest.
All right.
Nice talking to you, Sandra.
Thank you very much for calling. We've got Kehinde joining us from, it looks like Kehinde dropped off the call. Okay. Well, that's my cue to bring you our second story on today's, our final story now, not second story, on today's Big Three. And our final story brings me back to Lagos, where the House of Assembly Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, wants the government to build one primary health care center in each ward of the state. Obasa just set up a 5-person committee in the House to look into the primary health care problems in Lagos. And he said, quote, "I will go with those who suggest that each ward should have a primary health care center, since health facilities should be very close to the people," end quote. This idea of one primary health care center per ward, it actually comes from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, NPHCDA. They recommend 1 center per ward nationwide. Their guideline assumes that there's an average of 10 wards per local government area. So 1 center per ward will give us 7,740 health centers nationwide. But should a ward in Lagos have the same number of health centers as a ward in a state with a much smaller population? I don't think it should. And Obasa agrees. Obasa says, quote, "We have some wards that are very big and must be taken into cognizance," end quote. So maybe 1 per ward is not the best way to measure it. Instead, we can look at the other measure that the NPHCDA uses. So they also recommend that each primary healthcare center should service between 10,000 and 20,000 people. Now, if the numbers for Lagos are to be believed, Lagos has 22 million people. So if you divide that by 20,000, it means we need at least 1,100 primary healthcare centers. And if you divide that 10,000, if you divide that number by 10,000, it means that we need, it means that we need 2,200 centers if we want very good service. And how many does Lagos have at the moment? 327. This data is from the House of Assembly. So ideally, Lagos needs to build 700 hospitals or more, just to provide minimum level of healthcare delivery at the primary healthcare level. So do you think the government is prepared to do what it takes to roll out that number of primary healthcare centers? Do you think so? How long do you think it will take them? 0700-993-993 01-465-7190 01-465-7190. We've got WhatsApp 080-959-75805. 99.3. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon to Sandra.
Good afternoon. What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Hector.
Hector, welcome. Talk to me.
Happy to catch you today.
Yes, happy to speak to you as well.
On the lighter note, somebody said I should ask you, why are you not drinking tea like Sheribu, my cousin?
I'm drinking water.
So hey, concerning the police stuff, Sandra, the leopard can never change his skin.
Okay.
We all know the police. I'm a victim of it.
Okay.
In my yard last week, somebody is selling drugs. He go inside the compound.
Okay.
And the people say they don't want them to implicate the compound, so that if police come, they will not arrest everybody. Somebody went and report to the police that please come and chase this person out so that he will not implicate us. We will inform the landlord. The landlord said we should take the rental and we should go and report to the police if we don't like it. And we went and report. The police came and arrested the lady. He took her to the CC. The lady said he's coming back and he's continuing to sell the drugs. And this following day, the lady said the policeman mentioned the person that told her that this is the person, so he's the particular person. Since that day now, the lady is using guys to chase that man now to eliminate the guy. So is it not corruption? Has he not collected bribe? He collected money from the lady. And the lady, he revealed the secret to the lady. So is it me now that will go and report, or I see police now doing something like no. It has been corrupt, right? So there's nothing. For me, police, never trust police. Never. I don't even have any sister that will join police or brother. No way. So, Auntie Sandra, just let's leave it. You can never change. Pay them millions of naira. Their life is still their life.
Okay, all right, Hector. Thank you for calling. Samuel is on the line. Hi, Samuel.
Yeah.
Hi, talk to me.
Yeah. Okay, my own take is concerning Obasa stuff.
Okay.
I think it's a very idea. It's a political will for them to do it. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of places out there. I mean, it will be so absurd to hear that people are still dying, while going far distance at the point of delivery and things like that, even right here in Lagos. So, I mean, nothing stopped them. There is money, so they should be able to do that. At least that alone, I mean, it cut across every strata of demographic life. the poor are sick, the rich also are sick as well. So this one is going to go a very long, way. So that's a good point anyway. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Samuel, for calling. We've got Kehinde joining us from the UK. Hi, Kehinde. Welcome.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me, Sandra?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, well done. I laughed when I heard they should increase the salary of police. Is it the same police in Nigeria? I just laughed. See, may they pay them 10 million per month. You see that 20 naira, that 50 naira, 100 naira, that 25,000 they are extorting from Nigerians that they think is legal. That one is what they really want. If they want to know exactly what I feel, what I feel is whoever that you know that is not educated, that is in the rank and file of the Nigerian police, they should all be removed. Then those that are educated should be reorientated. They should know their job. That is just it. Know your job. A police officer, you are not supposed to stop somebody and then the person will be scared of you. You are supposed to be friendly. You see a police officer in the developed world, you'll be happy that this is somebody. But in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Kehinde, for calling us. Let's take a look at messages we have on WhatsApp. Solomon is in Denmark. Solomon says, I'm so sorry to say that the Nigerian police force is irredeemable. We're currently handling a case of hit and run in Benin. Unfortunately, the person died and the driver is in police custody. We settled for a compensation package and the police is demanding 10% of the said money. Is it tithe? The police force in Nigeria needs complete reorientation. Solomon from Denmark with that contribution. All right, Solomon, thank you for your message. Edwin Asuko says, even if you pay police 5 million naira per month, they will still collect bribe. The answer was to improve their welfare, but they fought against us. All right. Thank you very much for your message. Here's a message from Femi that says, is it a salary that is making the policeman's barrack so dirty? I beg. Sandra, my GT did not work in other banks, so I had to go to GT. Even at that, only 10K was given to me. Femi, I'm sorry about your experience. This message here is from Anonymous in Igwe form. Anonymous says, policing in other climes is under the Department of Justice. Why can't ours be the same? Let Ministry of Justice be saddled with the responsibility of police, and all senior rank officers should at least have a degree in law. There will be major changes in our policing. Better yet, let Police HQ be headed by a soldier. I bet there'll be discipline. All these issues of accidental discharge of bullets will forever be forgotten. Anonymous with that message on WhatsApp. Also on WhatsApp, we have this message from Sean. Sean is asking, Sandra, quick one. Can we stop exam malpractice in Nigeria? No, we can only reduce it. The same ascribes to Nigerian police. We can only reduce the bribery and corruption if the necessary structures are put in place with dogged enforcers. Okay. All right. Great messages all around. Let's see if we have some on Facebook. This one's from Kemi Debola. Kemi says, pay increment cannot curb corruption in the public service as a whole. A deliberate education of the rights of the citizens and how to get redress is it. Consequences for acts of indiscipline, too much impunity in the system. Kemi, thank you for your message. On Twitter, we've got messages as well. Aniette Moses says, the problem with Nigerian police is that many of them are uneducated and the training they get isn't great. We've got this one here from Kevin. Kevin says, it is not poor welfare that makes Nigerian police corrupt. I think corruption is in their DNA. What about our legislature? Is in our DNA. So not their, our. Okay. And then he goes on to say, what about our legislators, judiciary, our governors? Are they not well paid? Yet most of them are still corrupt. We have to build strong institutions to be able to fight. All right. Thank you very much for your message and your tweets and your comments on Facebook. We'll take a break now. When we come back from this break, let's debate on I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions. Today, our debaters will argue that children who perform well enough academically should be allowed to skip grades Children who perform well enough academically should be allowed to skip grades. That debate comes up at 4. Don't miss it.
Let's talk. With 3 spectacular debaters, Group C of the I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions could be a fight to the finish.
And I want to assume that you would run because I want to give the listeners context for the conversation.
In 2019, you were running mate to Atiku Abubakar. What did you learn then that you will not repeat this time?
Yes, when is the president coming out to address us?
There's a few things. One, I have a burden and a passion for young people.
The fact that you have elected a man does not mean then you begin to order him around. The president will do whatever is good for the country at any given time.
Mr. Adeshino, isn't the president responsible to the people?
What should the next president do to root out stakeholders who are complicit?
You fire those that need to be fired are fired.
It's looking like a brand new Chelsea, attacking with so much fluidity. And what can you say about that, Martin? I know you follow Chelsea quite closely.
I live close to the Chelsea training ground. That's what you mean by that. I'm not a